Assalamu alaikum, welcome everybody. Um, Back to the stream. We're starting today off in Dubai International Airport. Assalamu alaikum. And we're flying a Boeing 777-300ER. It's been a while since we've been on one of these. It's going to be fun. The plan today is to go from Dubai to Lisbon. We're expected to depart in the next 33 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen because we've just started boarding, as you see. Plane's fueled up, almost ready to go. I just need to jump in and do my pre-flight. Couple of add-ons we're using today. We've got FS2 crew helping me out, so hopefully the co-pilot knows a little bit better than I do, and everything's going to get sorted out nicely. So that's essentially what we're hoping for. A nice clean flight. So we're going to do the stream in two parts. So the first part's a departure out of Dubai, and then we're going to have a second part which features the arrival into Lisbon a little bit further down. And we're trying to get there in time for a VATSIM event, so there's going to be some live air traffic control, live as in on the virtual network, of course. Good. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what the plan for the flight is today. And I think we can do that here on Navigraph in SimBrief. Let me size that up for you so we can get a good look at it. Nice, so that's us. Just a general overview of the flight. So it's Emirates 193. It's the afternoon service to Lisbon. The call sign is going to be 3 Mike, and we're flying from Dubai to Lisbon with the alternate at Porto. It's a Boeing 777-300ER, and we'll depart at 10:30 UTC. For an airtime of 9 hours and 14 minutes. I was not expecting this. This is a little bit longer than I expected. For a total block time of close to 10 hours. Alpha 6 Echo Quebec Papa is the airplane, and we're going to start at 32,000 feet. And we've got a cruise profile that has us cruising with a cost index of 91. That's the reason for the extended ground time. So air time, it's headwind roughly about 81 knots. And that shows you the wind westerly 278 at 83. You can see I've been playing around with the numbers a little bit. There's no ETOPS on this flight, and we're taking 348 passengers, and we'll be using 84.9 tons of fuel for the flight. We're not taking any additional cargo. It's just going to be passengers mostly and their bags. As such, all of the weights are respected and within limits. We're going to take off with 29.1 estimated, which puts us about 40 on top of our maximum landing weight. So that's a little bit of consideration that we'll have to look into some of the airports en route until we are maybe light enough to have to divert there, or we'll consider the possibility of dumping. This is the route that's planned out for us. We'll take a look at that at over here with the world map. I think maybe a satellite view is better, isn't it? So we'll depart here in Dubai, where I see there's some air traffic control. The departure takes us straight over the Gulf and through the Arabian Gulf until we enter once again overland near Jubail in Saudi Arabia. We'll cross the peninsula, exiting somewhere around here. I forget what this thing is called. I think it's part of the Red Sea, and it's close to Aqaba and Eliat. We'll cross the Sinai Peninsula once again over the Red Sea. Might get a good view of the Suez Canal. Let's see. Overhead Cairo and the Nile, cross the Med, and then we'll make landfall once again just north of Malta, over Tunisia, and then we're going to fly past Ibiza. Track north a little bit, closer towards Madrid, and then we'll head back south for the arrival into Lisboa. At the moment, it's planned for runway 20. We're kind of hoping it goes to runway 02, which is a little bit more scenic. So that's the entire idea behind the flight. So the flight time is 9 hours and 14 minutes. And this is here the fuel plan. Standard 5% contingency going to Porto will take us 40 minutes and 30 minutes of final reserve. We haven't opted to take anything extra. Which, considering that there might be an event, would be something smart to do. But if we divert, so be it. Let's take a look at some weather. So at the moment, there's some showers in the vicinity, 14 degrees, 994, and there's wind shears report on runway 20. Okay, so I actually don't know how to fly a wind shear on a 777. I would consider it's pretty similar to other airplanes, just full power, leave the air, like full power. I call it the FPFO, full power F off. And we don't make any configuration changes, so we'll talk about that shortly. Quite a few renamings and all that. So we'll take a look at that shortly before the arrival. We've got some time for it. Porto, our alternate, is similar weather, maybe a little bit better. Shower of rains, actually is not so great either. The good part about going all the way to Porto is we could also opt to go down to Faro. I'm not entirely sure if the PCN allows that, but it also seems that Sevilla is within reach, and I think Sevilla should be okay for a 777. I think a lot of the Airbus heavy lifting happens out of Sevilla, so I don't see why PCN would be a problem for a 777. I don't have access to this information, so I'm just spitballing, but it might just work out. Good. Tells you to look at the weather before you start planning, but now that I've progressed a little bit into the pre-flight, I don't want to change things, so we're gonna hope for the best. That is the gist of it. I mean, I think that's really all that we need to cover in terms of what the plan of the flight is. So I'm gonna jump in at this point, and we're gonna get started on the pre-flight. I have a little bit of a lag issue on the Inibil's configurator or something. We've got the passengers turned off, but they still turn up for whatever reason, and they do eat quite a bit of my performance. So we're gonna get started. We got the airplane off. I have FS2 crew running in the background. Should be taking care of most of it, but I don't think all of it has been taken care of. I think part of it is in fact my responsibility. I saw the recircs were off as well. Let's get the recircs on. The packs are off at the moment because we're working on preconditioned air, if I'm not mistaken. Let's make sure that that's there. Ground connections, air conditioning, yeah. So we got preconditioned air. In terms of ground maintenance, we got one tire that's maybe not doing the greatest. It's red, so we'll have all the tires replaced. Good, now they're all good. And I'm gonna come in here and take a look at oil quantity 1919. I don't know what it's meant to be, you know, so we're gonna, I don't think they go less, so let's just refill the engine oil just in case. 25, perfect. I don't think it's meant to be less than 20, less than 20, but that's done. I don't know what the BB means. And hydraulic fluid for the flight, do we have enough to move things? Yeah, about 90 something percent of hydraulic fluid and enough crew oxygen pressure. Good, that's part of the preliminary completed. I'm just going to go ahead and start working on the FMC at this point. We're going to do a route request. The fuel has been set 84.9. Zero fuel weight is 207.3. I'm just going to go make sure, because I'd imported it here. Want to make sure that it's ready. 207.3. Yeah, I think actually it is loaded on. Good. That's done. So we're going to just select the route. Before the route uplink's ready, let's load it up. While it's loading, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at what the VATSIM ATC. No, it's already here. Let's take a look. Okay, I seem to have frozen. Okay, so the departure to Sanpa, 571 to Albab, 768 to VATSIM, Nova, Menli, that gets us to Cairo, Nabzi, Metro, Arlos, Dubix. That's the Tunis VOR, Valencia, Castellón, and then the arrival. That looks about right. I'm going to execute this. And performance initialize. Yep, let's accept that. 7.9 here shows the final reserve. And we were meant to have alternate plus final reserve was going to be 7.871. So 7.9, yep, that works for me. Thrust limit, okay, takeoff, TBD. Engine out acceleration will make it 1,000 above the field. Regular acceleration also 1,000 above the fields. To the best of my knowledge, Dubai doesn't have an ADP. And we'll come back for the reference OAT shortly. Descent uplinks are ready. Let's load the wind here. Let's execute that. We're going to load up now the VNAV forecast. All right, that's loaded. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an ATIS from Dubai. So we go out here and we select COM. Sorry, I just need to make sure you guys can see this bit. Oh, I'm sorry, it's been blocking your view. So I just loaded a lot of the winds and the descent stuff, and we've selected COM here on this panel, and that brings us this menu, and we're going to go to ATC. So we're going to go to manager, I think it is, or flight information, I don't remember. Yep, flight information, and we're going to request ATIS. The airport's going to be Oscar Mike Delta Bravo. We'll put that in there, and we'll get the ATIS from VATSIM. But I don't want auto updates, it can get quite annoying, so let's send this off and hopefully it comes back to us shortly. Good, while that's being done, we'll go ahead and check the rest of the stuff. That's my oxygen. Hey, okay. I would check the windows, I just don't know how to close them if I open them, so. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Light test, we'll consider that, we'll do that now. So here you have a chance to make sure all the lights are in fact working. I don't know if it's supposed to say on or something, or maybe it's just by design. Honestly, I don't know what I'm looking for, so I think it's unfair to expect me to perform. Don't know the barrow yet. 200's fine. Initial altitude is going to be 4,000 in Dubai. That's set. I'll be flying us out. Let's see. I don't know what runway. We'll use inches of mercury. It says 1018. Okay. And got a ding ding. I'll just come back to that. Let's go ahead and set the parking brake. And I want to make sure all my axes are working, because we had an issue on the last couple of flights where the axis was misconfigured. Okay, that's one, that's two, and they move together fairly okay. All right. Next one I want to check that actually works is my flight stick. All right, and we want to make sure that okay, we need to configure something for the autopilot push to disconnect. There's a stream earlier about an MD-11 flight into Munich where it didn't have the autopilot disconnect and it ended up with a terrible landing and approach. New messages, let's go see what it says. Departure information Foxtrot at 9:30, which is about 40 minutes ago. 300 at 10, 7,025 degrees, 1018. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead before I forget. I'm gonna go to page 2 and set 25 as a reference takeoff. I can tell you half of passengers are now on board. Minimum runway occupancy required. MAC in November were not permitted to taxi behind the right. There was an incident in Dubai a few years ago. Enhanced wake turbulence separation and advise ATC if you need additional wake turbulence separation. No, everything's okay. With information Foxtrot, we can go ahead and now request our ATC clearance. The way we're going to do that is go to the departure clearance request. That's Emirates. We need to change that. We're not 193. Does that say 193? It does. Emirates 3 mic. Is that what I connected as well? Emirates 3 mic. Yep, that's what I connected as. Not sure whether TCAS went on. My colleague hasn't finished this portion by the looks of it, so I'll just go ahead and make sure TCAS is off. It's 2000 there. Emirates 3 mic going to Dubai. I think. Sorry, to Lisbon, information Foxtrot. We're requesting PDC from the Dubai facility, and the gate I think was Bravo something, Bravo 24. I hope it's not going to be too long of a taxi and they'll let me cross on 30 left, Bravo 24. There's no free text required. I don't see any performance implications for our flight, so we're going to go ahead and send this off and hopefully it comes back to us shortly. On VATSIM it takes a while, so in the meantime we're gonna ask our colleague for the pre-flight checklist. Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Flight instruments.
Heading 029er, altimeter 1018.
Heading 029. Altimeter 1018. Pre-flight checklist completed.
A pretty simple pre-flight checklist. The rest of these are these doesn't seem like you've done it. The rest of these are sensed. So the position, so the checklist knows what position they're in, so it senses that everything is a-okay. Maybe there's something on the comm. I see a comm button there. And I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this because I've already received it. There's no new messages since. While we wait for our ATC clearance, since we know it's gonna be 30 right for, was it 30 right? Yeah, 30 right for departure. We can go ahead and select the expected SID, runway 30 right, and ascend for 2 Foxtrot departure. We'll execute that. There's a couple speed restrictions that should pop up, I think, but we'll wait for those. And it's going to be runway heading 299. Good. Still waiting for PDC. In the meantime, let's go ahead and, well, what should we do? Let's do some performance. You don't want to brief for Dubai. Dubai is pretty simple. I'll show you guys like what I'm talking about now, just like a quick overview, but we're not going to brief for departure. Let's do the performance first. So I use this app called VPT, which just fine. Let's see if this is okay. No, unfortunately. We're gonna go ahead and set Oscar Mike Delta Bravo. We're doing runway 30 right, and we'll do the November 8 Alpha, which is what they require for the shortest intersection. The wind we can borrow from here. It's, I guess the worst case is going to be 250 at 8 knots, which gives us the least headwind. The best headwind will be from 300, so that gives us about a 5 knot headwind component. 25 degrees the altimeter at 1017 now, as opposed to 1018. Flaps will go optimum, bleeds on, anti-ice off, and CG and takeoff weight. Let's use a standard performance calculation. I'll get the CG and takeoff weight for us shortly. 292.1, and the CG is going to be 30. 292.1 and 30.
Hi guys, here is the load sheet for you.
Okay, it seems we've got the load sheet. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
I think she likes me. Good. This is the performance that's come out of it. We are using flaps 5. The weight's all right, and it's okay for obstacles. Engine out acceleration is going to be at 1350. Just the takeoff run available. Oh yeah, we don't have those D rates, do we? Our rating full takeoff. So our aircraft today is not equipped with fixed D rate, so we're only going to use assumed temperature. Right, so that comes with a 1311, 4.2, and we're going to derate to 55, and it'll be about 92.5 and 1. These numbers don't work out very well between the sim and VPT, but we're hoping for the best. 169, 174, and 178, those are the speeds, and that's what the picture is going to look like with the assumed temperature method. I'm going to go ahead and have a look at what it looks like. So zero fuel weight, we're going to use PMDG style. We're going to double click. 2292.2 is what we have at the moment. The calculation was carried out with 292.1, so it's 100 kilos for the taxi, which we're definitely going to burn in a 777. Takeoff full thrust day, and we have selected temperature now of 55. So Excuse me, folks, one sec. Just got a text message here. Uh, 55, and that works out now to 92.9. And according to our takeoff performance, that should have been 92.5. Bear in mind the packs are off at the moment, so there's going to be less bleeds, I guess. So we're going to have to verify that comes on as close as possible. It's not going to be amazing, but yeah. Takeoff's going to be flaps 5. CG we did with 30. It's going to be 4.75 units of trim. And let's take a look at the speed scan. We got 69, 74, and 78, which is what we've got also from the QRH here. It's fine. We're not going to touch these anymore because that will invalidate takeoff performance, and we've already used an OPT for that. And we'll go ahead and set that up. Good. We still haven't received a takeoff clearance, so we're going to go ahead and see what's going on there. Dubai Tower 11875. Let's go ahead and see if we can get something sorted out.
.1017, report when ready for pushback.
Copy Golf 1017 North Tower, Emirates 502.
Alright, they haven't received, I guess, the PDC request, so let's see. Maybe I haven't done it correctly. I haven't done this in a while, so it could be a user error. Probably is user error, but let's see. Let's ask these guys for an ATC clearance then.
Emirates A16 at parking stand Foxtrot 17. Thank you. Good day.
Emirates 816, thank you for flying. See you again. Bye bye.
Before we get distracted, there's a couple things that I haven't finished here. The engine out acceleration height was 1311, which we need to set up here. So 1311 minus what Dubai's airfield is at 62. My math is horrendous, so let's sort this out. 1311 and 62. So that's going to be 1249 engine out acceleration, so we can go ahead and set that up. 1249.
Apologies, new squawk 627 please. There is a duplicated squawk.
And we'll set that up here, 1311.
Squawk 6274.
Squawk 6274, Malaysia 235.
1311 is set. And the engine out procedure had us going to Delta Bravo 612, which sounds familiar, but I can't remember where it is. DB 612, yep, straight ahead, and we'll join a hold over there. We can actually carry on in the collegiate if we need to, because there's not actually terrain. But there's a lot of traffic, so it might be wise to get a word out, let them know, hey, we're in trouble, something along those lines. Good. Now let's go ahead and ask for the ATC clearance.
Malaysian 235, thank you, sorry, can you confirm you're taxiing now?
Malaysia 235, we're taxi.
Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Okay, time to ask. Dubai Tower, get up to Emirates 3 Mike at stand Bravo 24 information Golf 777. Request ATC clearance to Lisbon.
Emirates 3 Mike, Dubai Tower, good day to you, sir. Click Lisbon, Simpa 2 Foxtrot departure. Climb and maintain, questions. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet, squawk 0552.
Clear to Lisbon, Semper 2 Foxtrot departure, runway 30 right, initial climb 4,000 feet, squawk 0552. Emirates 3 Mike Heavy.
Emirates 3 Mike Heavy, read back right, information is Golf, QNH is 1017. Report when ready for pushback.
We have Golf 1017, we'll call you for and start Emirates 3 Mike Heavy. Alright, let's go ahead and set that up as cleared. 4,000 is set. It was a Semper 2 Foxtrot. So to Lisbon, Emirates 3 Mike, Semper 2 Foxtrot. and 0552 is a squawk code. I'll set that up now. Nice, that's it. Now let's oopsie, sorry, my bad. So one of the requirements is that I do need to.
The APU is still off. What do you want to do?
Please start the APU. Damn. That was intended. I wanted to do it just 5 minutes before, but because you asked. Not required. First flight of the day. Overweight. SID. Cabin secure delay. Skip it. 5 minutes, and I need to run a brief.
Go ahead.
For the
It's going to be a standard pushback.
For the virtual first officer to realize what's going on. That's why I sound American. I assure you I am not American.
Using rated thrust. Planning a flaps 5 takeoff. Anti-ice will be off. We are over our maximum landing weight. So if we are able, we will hold and burn off fuel before returning to the airport. Okay, all going well. The departure routing will be via the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speed and altitude restrictions. No noise abatement procedures required. LNAV and VNAV are armed. Flight directors are on. Navigation radios are set. The NOTAMs and the aircraft defect log have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
All right, good. So that's a departure brief complete. For those of you who are noobs or sorry, who are unfamiliar with Dubai, let me show you what the plan is. I'm not entirely familiar with this side of the airport, so we are going to end up looking at it at some point.
APU running. Disconnecting external power now.
Okay, nerd. Anyway, this is the Dubai airport. Excuse me. Let's see if this is actually gonna work out for you guys. So this is Dubai airport. Fantastic. We parked down here at Bravo. 2 ways that we need to get all the way up there to Mike 13 November 8 Alpha. Ideally, we get to go on somewhere like this, cross at Kilo 7, and get to Mike 13 Alpha. Bad news would be if they send us all the way down, which is honestly hectic, but since there's not a lot of online traffic, I'm really hoping for this little shortcut. That's a tactic plan. Departure, it looks like this. It's pretty simple, straight out, left turn to Senpa. There's a minimum of 180, so we actually need to speed up there. Minimum 190 and a max 220. So we need to go ahead and set that up on the FMC. I'm going to omit these 2 waypoints because I don't think you can set min 180 or above 180 on a 777, so I'm just going to omit these 2. But this needs to go there, max 220, and ideally we're going to get a free climb anyway. That's not much to talk about. Engine out, straight ahead. Cool. No questions, of course. So let's go ahead and check that out. Yep, that's not there, and we need 220 below at 220 at Delta Bravo 583. So we're going to go ahead and set that 220. The problem with the 777 is it also needs an altitude to go with the speed. So I think we're just going to have to do that with manipulating the MCP. Good. So are we done? Let's see if all the boarding stuff is completed. 3 more passengers to go. My colleague's been very nice and has got all of that sorted. We don't want them to smoke. Seatbelt signs can go on because the fuel was done quite a while ago, and we're going to disconnect the ground power now that the APU is running. How are we going to do that now? Gonna go up to ground ops, ground connections, and we're gonna release the air conditioning unit, and we're also gonna release the ground power. Since they're both off now, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, the packs are running already. Okay, so it's on auto, so I guess I don't remember turning them on. Good. This looks appropriate. 4 minutes to go from FS2 crew, and I think GSX is ready for us. So we're gonna just disconnect everything slowly.
Hey guys, so all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Okay, so he says all packs on board. Let's just make sure, according to GSX, everybody's on board as well. Yes, so we'll tell him now. We're ready to close.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Cleared to go. Okay. I don't actually say it, but okay. He's heard it. This is what we call confirmation bias. Very dangerous. Yalla, let's continue.
GPU and air disconnected.
Okay, GPU and air is disconnected. 3 minutes to go. You know what? I'm quite surprised that we managed to do this on time. I was not expecting it. What else? What else? What else? What else can we do? What else can we do? I think we're limited in what we can do at the moment. Sal would be proud. It's true. I told him to come watch, but he hasn't. Not sure who said auto brakes too, but that's not appropriate. It needs to be RTO, my friend. Before start procedure.
Before start checklist. Flight deck
No.
closed and locked. MCP.
Cancel checklist.
Roger.
Before start procedure. People running to checklist before they do procedures. FOs these days are not what they used to be. Okay, forward windows closed. Stabilizer trim, I need to set that. Oops. 4.75 units.
Recall.
What did she say?
Dubai Tower, Emirates 502, stand Bravo 16, request push and start.
That's good. We got some. Everything looks
Emirates
normal.
502, apologies, squawk 0506, sir.
0506, Emirates 502.
Good, so we can ask her now for the checklist. Before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP.
V2178, heading 299, altitude
Emirates
4000
502,
set.
thank you, sir. Push approve facing west on uniform.
V2178, heading 299, altitude 4000.
Takeoff speeds.
V1169er, VR174, V2178.
CDU preflight.
Completed.
Completed. Trim.
4.75 units, 0 and 0. 4.75 units, 0 and 0. Okay, I need to train her for voice. Set and checked. Excuse me. Set and checked.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Before start checklist completed.
FOs these days are also quite deaf.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Cancel checklist, cancel checklist.
Roger.
God, I need to re-click everything now. God damn it. Alright, so we ready, and we're gonna ask these guys now for it's not 3 and 0, the 777. It does say 4.75, 0 and 0. I got like something that tells me here.
Runway
Let's ask this
right,
out.
safe for takeoff, Malaysia 35.
And now she's put it on auto, TA only. Come on, dog. Alright, let's ask her. Let's ask for push. Dubai Tower, Emirates 3 mics, then Bravo 24. Request push and start.
Emirates 3, Mike, stand the Bravo 2 push approve facing east on uniform.
Push and start, Peru, face east on uniform. Emirates 3 mic heavy. Start sequence 2 then 1.
Checked.
Oh, it's actually right and left. Okay. Start right engine. And we just run the fuel knob and
Oil
just,
pressure.
and we'll just watch. Doors manual. Oops. Did I not close the doors? There seems to be a little bit of an oversight. I guess my colleagues haven't armed them, so you can arm them now, please. I can assure you it wasn't pilot error. We're really embracing the culture today. Emirates 777, wearing light white clothing. You got a hat, doesn't say Dubai, but should. Finish my cup of karak. It is as authentic as it gets. And it's hot. Lovely start. Survive from 6. Okay, that's number 1 ready. Start left engine. So she switches it on up here.
4,000 feet.
And then I'll just run the fuel
Melody
control units.
235, can you please confirm what Charlie and the ident?
Chipsaman and Laban. You're right, man. I'm actually gonna make... I don't want to tell you what I'm gonna make, but I'm gonna make lunch, and it's along with the theme.
Roger, thank you, sir. I can see now. No further AT online. Motor advisory 128. Bye bye.
122.8. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
This is perfect for Dubai. Someone
You're
gives you
welcome, sir. Bye-bye.
clearance, gives you taxi, you take off, and nobody bothers you until arrival. Amazing. Survive from 6. Okay, once parking brakes is set. So yeah, I think I'm making a seafood risotto, but only with fish, because seafood is expensive for people who live by the sea. So survive there, that's okay. Oh shit, she just jumped onto the procedure without being asked. Okay. Flaps 5. I don't know if I'm getting slower or people are getting faster, but it definitely feels like I'm lagging a little bit today. You see, we're supposed to wait for the guys to disconnect before we start all this, but it's okay. We are everything's under control. We're proficient, so we've decided to change the rules a little bit. I mean, this is just trial. It's going to get approved by the Civil Aviation Authorities shortly, and we're just doing a trial flight. There she goes. She walks a bit funny. All right, we got the wave from our lady there. Whoopsie, and drop things again. Siphon 6. Okay, everything is under control. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Anti-ice. Engine anti-ice auto. Recall. Checked. Flight controls.
Cancel checklist.
Roger.
Alright, so we obviously missed a little bit of a part of the flow. So the flaps are set, green light. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. No. Those. Let's check the rudders. Nice. Don't forget to hold the tiller while you check the rudders. And now we'll ask for it. Before taxi checklist. Before taxi checklist.
And,
Before taxi
Dubai
checklist.
Tower, Emirates
Anti-ice.
502 requesting
Engine
taxi.
anti-ice auto. Recall.
Emirates
checked.
502
Flight
taxi
controls.
uniform Yankee Lima
Checked.
4 Mike Hotel Mike
equipment.
13 Alpha Runway 30.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist completed.
I'm gonna just Hit the recall again.
Uniform Yankee, as confirm Lima 4, Mike, holding point Mike 13 Alpha for runway 30,
Let's request
right?
taxi.
Affirm.
Copy, copy, Uniform Yankee, Lima 4, Mike 13 Alpha, Emirates 502.
Tower Emirates 3 Mike Heavy, request taxi.
Emirates 3, Mike taxi, uniform Whiskey Zulu, hold short Zulu Foxtrot.
Taxi uniform Whiskey Zulu, hold short Zulu Foxtrot, Emirates 3 Mike Heavy. Alright, so first step we need to know is where is that? I have no idea, but I know uniform straight ahead, so it's safe to say we can go straight. Clear on the left. Clear on the left.
Clear, right?
Brakes released. Let's go. Next stop, Freedom. I don't know why we keep doing the RTO. Alright, so we on... Excuse me, we need to find out where we are. This isn't working out for us. Yeah, so we on uniform now. Whiskey is a left turn. Followed by... Sorry, where did they want us to hold now? Uniform Whiskey Zulu, hold at Zulu 4. Okay, we need to check again. Tower Emirates 3 Mike, could you confirm the taxi instruction again? We got Uniform Whiskey and then Zulu. Where do you want us to hold?
Holding Zulu Foxtrot.
Hold Zulu Foxtrot Emirates 3 Mike Heavy. Where the hell is Zulu Foxtrot? JK LMNOP. Oh my god, he's taking us all the way around. No. No, Madonna. That's insane. Hey Sophia. Does she like my outfit?
And then Tower Emirates 504 is confirming from Yankee. Do you want us onto Zulu or Kilo to link up to Lima 4?
It's a very short taxiway, so it's Yankee Kilo Lima 4.
Yankee Kilo Lima 4, Emirates 504.
Nah, man, I'll tell you one thing. It's as nice as they are. If you throw a spanner in the works, they tend to get a little bit confused. So the idea I would like to do is essentially take Kilo 7. Let me just check if that's something that they can do. Dubai Tower Emirates 3 Mike request.
Emirates 3 Mike, pass your message.
If you've got no arrivals on 30 left, we're wondering if we could do we could cross the runway at Kilo 7 just to shorten our taxi here.
Stand by, let me check. Yeah, you can do that. So you can taxi straight ahead Whiskey Kilo, hold short Kilo 7.
Whiskey Kilo and hold short 30 left on Kilo 7 Emirates 3 Mike Heavy. Alright. So now the spanner in the works. Seems well thought out. Thanks for that Toxic Totsi for the suggestion. I'm gonna use weather radar. Yeah, if I could use weather radar as well, there's nothing going on here. Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist completed.
Nice. And the reason for that is the before takeoff checklist is all actually completely sensed. So I'm not sure why these aren't getting clicked, but this was completed as well. And we did, this is the before takeoff checklist. So it sensed that we got flaps 5, which was what was done on the FMC as well. So she's just gone, yep, complete, as long as it's green. But I do believe the operator itself has a different procedure. I don't know what it is, so I won't lie. And I'll just keep things as simple as I can. Why is APU running? So,
Emirates 3 Mike, via Kilo 7 clear to cross runway 30 left. After crossing, taxi right Mike, hold short Mike 13 Alpha.
by Kilo 7, cross runway 30 left. After crossing right Mike, hold short Mike 13 Alpha. Emirates 3 Mike heavy. Clear to cross runway. Clear to cross. Oh my gosh. They don't do anything. Get the lights on. Obviously, we as clear as we can be. Can't see anything in Dubai haze. Always cavalcade.
Checked.
Oh my god.
Checked.
And we have a specialist who says check. Just check everything. Aiden says you're a trough. What's a trough?
Cabin secure.
Crossing at 7 knots, holy shit. You get a bollocking for this. Alright, looks like we're roughly clear. I have to remind myself that this is a long wide body. I mustn't taxi it like a 737. In fact, I wonder if I'm within the lines now. Oh yeah, not bad. Nose gear, not so much. Main, where it needs to be. Good. How's the tunes now? I can't turn them up too much because my videos are being taken down by YouTube for copyright infringement. But I'm not making any money on it, you know. It's like, oh, you can't monetize these videos. I'm not monetizing them yet anyway. It's like one person watching the stream, if at all, maybe 2. Got 6 the last one. That was pretty cool. 6 strangers, so that was nice. You should have seen that one. That one was incredible. We did a high field landing somewhere in Colombia. We carried, well, we did a flight from Miami to Colombia, and the cargo hold was full. You can fill in the blanks as appropriate. So note to self, there's nothing here on the SENPA departure. No restrictions are inputted, because you can't just sit 220 at Delta Bravo 583 like you can on a 737. You also need to put an altitude restriction in, so if you go 220 below, you see, that doesn't work either. You also need to give an altitude that you want the paths to track to, so it's a bit strange. So we're going to depart on TIPA, because there's no further air traffic control. 122.8 for TIPA, and we'll get the switch over shortly. So, why is APU running? Again, I turned it off. Stop running.
Number 3 Mike via Mike 13 Alpha surface 12707 knots, runway 3 direct clear for takeoff.
3 is right, clear for takeoff, Emirates 3 Mike. Okay, via Mike 1 Alpha, clear for takeoff, we'll advise the cabin. Clear for takeoff.
Cabin crew prepare for takeoff.
Okay, you see that it says APU cooldown. It's the second time I've turned off the APU. TCAS is TA only again. Zantara, yes. TA only because of the ebb of the elevation. Before takeoff checklist was complete. Let's blank the lower DU. APU still remains off. Right, 30 right. We'll respect minimum runway occupancy. A little boost to get her going. Ya Allah. That's estabilizado. Thrust left toga toga. Say bismillah. Oh shit, I turned on the lights. Yeah.
80 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Emirates 3 Mike, no further AT online, monitor advisory 122 Sumay, bye bye.
Advisory 122 decimal 8 Emirates 3 Mike. Mashkur Salama.
Asama.
Thrust left nav speed.
Checked. Checked.
122 decimal 8. Oh, maybe I can tell her to do it. Swap com 1.
Roger.
Set speed 220 knots.
220. Set.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Set speed 220 knots.
220. Set.
You know what? I'm not entirely happy with how she's doing it. I'm also not entirely happy with flying. Very skittish.
Checked.
Okay, you know what? Autopilot engaged. Let's go up higher. They clear to 13,000 feet. Good. I'll bring this up a little bit to flaps 1 speed. And Dubai. Okay, cancel speed restriction. Climb and maintain. Fantastic. We cancel speed
Capped.
restriction.
Check that heading entry.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
So this Copilot doesn't really work well with streaming, hey? Because you can't really talk. She just listens to everything. Is up, no light. Let's go ahead and set speed to 50. We accelerate to up, no light. She'll do everything, or she should do everything. Shortly. How do we check if this airplane's pressurizing? I don't have a needle here. Maybe we go to statistics. No, it doesn't say anything there. Okay, we're passing 5,000. We can go ahead. Oh, we need to do the after takeoff checklist first. Okay, hold on a sec. Air. There we go. Cabin altitude 900 is clamping. There's some differential pressure. A-okay. Good. After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist completed.
Okay, so obviously we have a misunderstanding on where the flows are, so I'm just going to go ahead and do these, because it seems like it's part of my responsibility now. APU remains off this time. Fantastic. Checklist complete. 320 knots. Yes, man. Let's go. Speed 320. 24,000 feet. Or flight level 240. And that's it. 6-7. Sorry, man. I just saw that now. Oh, we're gonna delete this video because this is can't be seen saying 6-7. I've reached Unc status, man. Uncs don't say 6-7. Literally have people calling me uncle now. Hello, uncle. Can you help me? Alright, what now? How long to get to our final planned cruise level? It was 320. Seems a bit on the lower side of it. Optimum is at 3.2, maximum 3.45. Recommended 2.80, which is not even RV. Okay, that's 10k.
10,000. Shall we release the passengers?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Very eager these days. Speed window is closed. I'm starting to think that this FO is actually going to be a bit of a detriment on the arrival, as opposed to an asset. So we're gonna see how. Well, we'll leave her on for the flight, and we'll see how she progresses as we go along. And on the arrival, if she's being a little bit difficult to deal with, we'll just silence her. And how we silence her is pilot technique, commander technique. Set altimeter to standard.
Standard set and cross-checked.
Alright, that's sorted out. Belts released, don't need this anymore. 1311. We're not even at SENPA. Usually it's a direct SENPA, which we've now been given. And one on arrival. Good. What I may have forgotten to do is start the failures. All systems, we want random failures, yes. And we'll have 2 events every 10 hours. And they don't need to be limited. Let's go ahead. Just to make things a little bit more exciting. Most likely the failures tend to happen outside the stream, because I intend to stop the stream at cruise. And from that point on, it's a decent amount of time where I'll be doing my lunch and chilling, watching a movie, and then we'll come back in for the arrival in Lisbon. I'll have the volume turned up, so if things hit the fan, then I'll get to know. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Oh, I see you don't have a Volanta overlay. Oh my god, that's seems to be a little bit of a oversight. There we go. I turned that off the last flight. Okay, there we go. That's what we're doing today. Dubai to Lisbon. Alright, at this point we get transferred over to UAE Center, and they're likely going to give us our final cruise level. 320, probably going to be available this time of day. I don't actually know how to use this page, so I'm just going to do it for airports that I kind of like out for myself. If a divergence required, so that's Dubai. Let's go ahead and set Hamad, Doha Hamad, Bahrain, and Daman. So that tells you what fuel you're going to get to if we were to alternate direct. I don't know if there's a way to actually put in the routing, but if you zoom out far enough, it should also kind of like point you towards the alternate, especially if you're doing long oceanic segments, which is quite cool for situational awareness. Very nice. Very, very nice. Take a look at how she looks like. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go to where we belong. So this looks like one of the retrofitted lanes, but not entirely. It's gonna be our. This is where we're gonna do. Once we get to cruise, we're gonna be passengers. We're gonna hang out. And I kind of like this little mini cabin a little bit more than the one in front. I do wish the privacy screens were on this side though. But either way, this works. Premium economy, not bad. Very nice. Very nice. We need to turn around. This ain't it. This ain't it. Yeah, I like this a lot better. Are we concerned about what's going on the plane? A little bit. There we go. Gonna watch Life of Pi. Super nice. All right, back to work. I'm just going to do a quick overview here of things in and around the place. So what do I like? Bahrain, Doha, Dammam, King Khalid, Queen Alia, Cairo, Larnaca, Malta, Athena. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm just getting some stuff from the airports that I think can handle or can fit a 777. So we got Bahrain, Doha, Hamad, Dammam, King Khalid, Queen Alia, Cairo, Larnaca is LCLK. This is Malta, Athena. Let's see what else along route. Cairo, Larnaca, Athena. I don't know if Catania can do it, but Malta can. Tunis, what's the code for Tunis? DTTA, I think. I might be wrong. Let's just zoom in and find. Yep, DTTA. What next? Palma de Mallorca, Valencia, Barcelona, Madrid, Zaragoza, and then finally we'll also take a look at Faro and Sevilla. Yep. Good. 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 Still Cat 1, still okay. Fantastic. Incredible. Great. TCU. Still alright. Just a quick run through in case that will you be playing any other games on stream? No, because the only other game that I think I would play is maybe Assetto Corsa, but I haven't quite gotten into it. I just keep crashing, you know, so we don't want that on stream, do we? Palma de Mallorca, a little bit of rain should be great later on. Valencia, Fantastico. Barcelona, light rain, TCU 4,000,
1,000 to go.
4,000. Yep, check, no problem. Yep, it is in fact 1,000 to go. Let me just bring you guys back on screen as well. We'll watch the level off. Will you be playing any other games on stream, Toxic Sotsi? can play. You know what? We can do like a cross thing, where I start this stream, and then you start streaming like another game while we're cruising, and we comment on your game, and then we come back for the descent. That would be wild. And then we need to monetize that so we can finally buy a Porsche at Targa. Speed VNAV Apache. Not sure why she's not doing it completely there. I see a step climb is planned in another 80 miles, which is 345 max 3. It's yeah, okay. Let's stay at 320 until we get the optimum close to 34 as well. I mean, here on this plane we've got wide speed margin, you know, so that's why all the cost indexes can go into account. Like we can't take different cost index numbers into account, because if we set for example cost index 0, let's see what it is right now. Right now is 91, but if I set 0, I'm curious what speed that's going to drop to. It's 8.4 at the moment. 0 is just 8.3. Ah, okay, not much of a change. Back to 9.1. I'm surprised you don't have to execute the change. I would assume that the change of cost index would require some sort of execute. 22 implant. Thanks, man. I don't have a Discord at the moment. Sorry, but just follow up and what's the optimum? Also, what is the gross weight? Yeah, cool. So Totsi, let's see. Gross weight 286.7. That's not even the maximum takeoff weight. I think we went to it like 50% load, to be honest. 286.7. 82. That it currently weighs about 3.5 737 Maxes at maximum takeoff weight. So that is heavy. It's pretty heavy. In fact, this landing fuel 16.1 is about the same amount of fuel that I had to do for a round-trip flight that took about 6 hours. So, I mean, that's what we're going to land with in terms of fuel. That's an entire 6-hour round trip on the 737. The numbers are crazy. What's the optimum? The optimum at the moment is 329, maximum 345. You know what? I'll show you. It's even like, okay, let's say we go to 340, which is 500 off the 500 away from the maximum. There's nobody around. 340, boom. Let's go up there, and you'll see, even at maximum, as opposed to an airplane like the 737, where you don't have a lot of speed range between the high and low speeds at maximum or close to maximum altitude, or above optimum altitude for that matter. Here you've got, I think even at maximum you should be able to select something crazy lower. Let's see. This is good questions. We need one of our 777 guys to come in and comment on some of these channels, but one of them is unfortunately occupied with paternity, so he's a bit busy.
1,000 to go.
Yes, thank you. What shall we call our first officer? Let's name her. What is the crew CG? Man, you ask good questions. Let's find out. You know what? Honestly, it doesn't say anything on the cruise page. Cruise CG 7.5. So a little bit like the NGs when they were at 5. So you see, I mean, it's not a great speed range, but this is something that we'd find even well below our optimum, whereas these guys have got something pretty big to play with. So I'm just gonna wait for it to stabilize at 340, and then we'll see what the upper and lower ends are in terms of Mach number. Karen, all right. Senior First Officer Karen is a ghost. I like to imagine Karen has a bob cut, and yeah, okay, so we're getting to Alpop, already at cruise level. So let's see what the ranges are for the for the airspeed. Excuse me. How do I do that? Let's see if this button works. No, 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 a little bit more power. Plant, ladies and gents. Let's bring her back to 86.7. This is what happens when your thrust levers are not aligned. Good. So that's roughly 87. Okay, good. And then we'll see how far off the mark she can go. So maximum speed that's selectable is, I would say it's about here, 852. And that's just in the amber band, all the way to the red. Oh, and she just keeps going. But she stops moving at about 88. Yeah. Obviously you don't want to get that far. So this, the top of the, or the exact start of the amber band is 853. Going all the way to the bottom, she's able to slow down all the way to 772. That's a pretty good speed range, yeah. So let's say that's about 267 knots indicated airspeed until 298, about 30 knots. I is mark, auto throttle back on, speed VNAV path. Good. Interesting. And maybe we can request some winds from this level, or is it already available? Let's just request anyway. There's no arrival set up in Lisboa. We'll set that up further down. Make it 5, see what happens. Cruise CG 5. Alright, that's a good plan. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to be replicated or if it's going to be... No, you see, invalid entry. I don't know if it's something you can change or if it's just not modeled, because yeah, I don't know if it's something you can change. I'm curious though. That's a good question. This, you set the minimum fuel temperature here, so it gives you an alert when you get there, which is nice. Decimal 834, so she's reduced the speed as well. 91. Yeah, I've been trying to change the cruise CG, but I don't think it's modeled, so it might not be entirely accurate. I don't even know if you can, so I'm trying to set 5.0 here, which obviously maybe doesn't go lower than 7.5, so maybe let's set 15, maybe it goes up. Oh yeah, it does go up. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so we get to see the number. Let's go 25. I don't actually see a change on the speed tape, to be honest. 7.5 again. Yeah, I'm not seeing a change on the speed tape, but let's take a look at the numbers here. 330, 346. 330 optimum, 346 maximum at the moment with 7.5. Let's go ahead and try 25 cruise CG. 330, 346. So I get the impression that this is probably not modeled. I'm gonna go and find out, to be honest. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Maybe it affects the fuel calculations, but I'm not executing anything. Maybe that's why. Maybe if I click execute, that's gonna work out. So let's go ahead and set 25. It doesn't light up, but yeah, I don't think it does anything, or it's not modeled. I'm leaning towards it not modeled. We need a 777 guy to come on here and ask us and tell us the answers. I would expect some change, you know. I'd expect maybe some change here. Oh, let me close the speed window. Yeah, I'd expect some change on the speed tapes or the margins or something. I don't think that's entirely right. Again, we need to ask a 777 guy. Let's see if a 777 guy is available. Let me call for help. Alright, we've requested for assistance, and we'll get that shortly-ish. Hopefully. Unless we get a scene, and that's that, you know. It's poop hot. Okay, so he has no idea, he's never tried. I actually am. I'm also wearing Birkenstocks. But like home Birkenstocks, or are they Uggs? We'll pretend it's Birkenstocks, you know. So for the arrival, I'm gonna be in Kandura as well. Should I now wear my my white hat with nothing on it, or should I switch to my SeaWorld Abu Dhabi hat, which is blue? Flying in a Kandura. But this is not top of the line Kandura, right? This is like home Kandura. You gotta be careful because I end up choking myself with the Kandura. So my 777 contact says he's never tried to change to CG. Okay, so for the arrival would be SeaWorld. So apparently you cannot change it. Okay. Well, we see, TBD. I'll just go check out some of the forums to see if that's something that we can do. But at the same time, it seems... Why are you coming fast? Okay, so the reason why you're flying 84 on the way to Lisbon, if you remember from last time, there's a decent activity on arrival. So okay, my colleague has said that there's a number that they have for the 777s. I shan't say it online just in case they decide to sue me, but we'll leave it at 7.5 as is. Why are you coming fast? I don't know the meme. What is this meme? Let's look at it. Research that. Why you coming fast meme? Why you coming fast? It sounds Thai. Oh yeah, I know this. It's the guy that got run over. Oh, but why am I singing a Thai accent? I don't know why I had it. Why it sounded Thai to me. My favorite one is where they go fighting with each other. Okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, so we're trying to get to Lisboa fast, because between... Oh shit, I think I made a boo-boo. We need to get there between 18 Zulu and 20 Zulu, which... Oh yeah, we're getting there at 1930, which will put us in an arrival window where the VATSIM air traffic controllers are online, so it's going to make it nice and vibrant and all that stuff. And also because that's going to be close to sunset, and I get to see Lisbon after a very, very long time, even for the online thing, you know. Yeah, the views are going to make me nostalgic. The smell of urine and Marlboro Gold in the air. So he's sending me documents. Okay, so I'm now getting actual screenshots. We'll just do a quick read through them. Obviously, we're not going to say anything. So for the 300 ER, the valid entry is between 7.5 and 44.0. You do realize there's other people watching the stream, right? The cruise center of gravity is displayed in 4R. Okay, yeah. The default values from the AMI cannot be deleted. Default value is in small units. So, okay. So based on that new information, according to this is the small, no, it's actually big. 7.5. So that's AMI, so that's the airline modifier information, and the airline is selected 7.5. If we were to go up to 28, yeah, let's say 28 today, this should give you, theoretically, it should give you better performance, just like it does on a 737. But I'm assuming this is then not modeled because obviously it's not working, which is a bit of a disappointment. Used to be. But my days at sea are over. I'm a family man now. The sea is for people who have a calling, who have the strength, who have the drive to go get what they need to get. But I'm okay. I'm comfortable. I'm in a kandura and a hat. I'm indoors. We all there. No, my friend. I used to sail at the Gulf of Guinea. I used to sail the Yellow Sea, the Atlantic. Not a lot of seas actually. Sounds pretty dull. Maybe the Mediterranean. We don't know. Alright, we're almost at the end of the UAE. I mean, we're almost at the end of the Saudi FIR, aren't we? This well, with the headwinds these days, look at that. 86 knots. This feels forever, and I'm not really sure why the RMP defaulted to 2. It should be RMP 1 here. How do I change RMP? RMP 1, please. Yeah. Which is valid all the way until the until Yulada in the Jeddah FIR, and then actually I think it goes all the way up to Jubail, from where it becomes RMP 5, and RMP 5 is valid all the way until I think in our route it's going to be valid all the way until we re-enter Spanish airspace after Tunisia, which is a long way down. Well, they tell stories about you around a campfire to kids. Yes, they do. Stories of who I am, who I was. Why when you're on a direct route the RMPs too? Yeah, you're right. If we're on a direct route, but we're not on a direct route. We on an airway. We on airway Lima 768 to VATSIM. This is the one in the Bahrain FIR. Yeah, so that's RNAV 1. I'm not really sure why this defaults to 2 for all the airways. You'll notice that the only time it actually changes the RMP value is on approach. Again, I don't think this is a 777 thing. I genuinely think this is a poor modeling of the FMC or of the capabilities of 777. That being said, let me show you this capability of a 777. On a 73, 1.2, maybe 1.3. We can go to tenths of a mile. Nope. On 777s, it's only 1 or a 2. You can only go up to an entire unit of a mile. And I believe the only airliners capable of the point are 78s and the 737, which is our claim to fame. We can do 1.2 miles. And if you have GPS issues, you're able to fly the route. But if the controller gives you a direct, you're now unable RMP because your AMP could be higher than 2. Wait. Hold on a second. But I'm not on a direct route, right? So the RMP required for this airway was RMP 1, right? The RMP could be 12, but then you get a direct and it goes down to 2. And if you have GPS issues, you're able to fly the route. You're unable to fly the route, but you're now unable RMP because your AMP could be higher than 2. This is a good question. Okay, so then we'll have to look at when we go into RMP 12. So the only times I really see, RMP 12 is, I think, oceanic, right? So like when we flying past like the Maldives on our way to all the way to Krabi and all that stuff. So at those times we end up seeing RMP 12, just you know, oceanic airspace. Ashgabat has RMP 12? I was not aware of that. I did not know. I mean, I don't have my Lido route manual on me, and this Navigraph thing doesn't actually show me RMP values, which is hidden information proprietary. Let me see actually if it does. I don't think it does. Why does Ashgabat have RMP 12? I will never know. Let's see if I can't click this. And she'll tell me what the RMP value required for the airway is. Oopsie. So we on Lima 768. No, it doesn't tell me what the RMP. Who even goes to Ashgabat? Cargolux. Cargolux is a major carrier that goes to Ashgabat. Ever since they can't go to Novosibirsk because of our thing we're talking about. Okay. No, okay. So if Ashgabat is 12. Sorry, guys. You know what? I think you're right. Yeah. I don't know if the controllers expect you to have a certain degree of accuracy when they say flight direct. I would say yes, they probably do, and I think 12 miles is a bit much. I don't recall seeing RMP 12 at Ashgabat. You know what? I like this. PSD, problem solving, decision making. We're gonna find some observable competencies today. All right, hold on a sec, guys. I'm gonna get my iPad. Can't it? Okay, we're back. Cool. Sorry, it took me a bit longer. I had to disarm one of the explosives I left around the house. Okay, so I'm looking out here now at the RMP values for the Ashgabat FIR. Most of the airways that I guess I'm familiar with, Bravo 359er, Alpha 370, all those guys, they don't have a, well, there's no RNAV value actually published, so I think this is, this defaults to 10. However, there is one airway just off the Ashgabat VOR. Where is it? I just lost it. I think it's the Bravo 449. Northeast airways towards Russia. Okay, let me take a look. So are you talking about the Turkmenbashi FIR, or were you going to be in Ashgabat FIR, or is it like closer to Mary and all those parts of? Okay, you know what? Let me go see if they got something special. No, northeast towards Russia. Okay. QRST TTTTT Turkmenistan. Okay, so an RMP of 5 and we get cleared direct. Fine, let's say, would I tell a controller? I think you just go ahead and modify RMP 5, right? I mean, I would just leave it at 2 and I'd say no, enable RMP and just request for vectors. Or I'll ask, can we fly with an RMP 5, you know? And then maybe more or less we can get it. But I think the whole point of not being able to fly RMP 12 was because it'll be so far away that you won't be able to update your. Oh wait, let me get this right again. If you're over the ocean, for example, I think there are restrictions on how far you can fly without the GPS because you won't have any ground-based augmentation system to update your nav position. And that was what I was going to mention, because that would never necessarily happen because everywhere else you have. Yeah, it's too many words to say to the controller. I know. Northeast. I mean, this country doesn't go that far north. You know, it's more like northwest to southeast. You mean northwest? On the way to Russia, I guess that's just before the Kazakh FIR by October. Is that what you meant? Mine's too, you know. Yeah, I can't find a 12 airway. But there's a couple of airways here. So if you look at Golf 667 in Ashgabat, the nav spec says RNAV not published. And it's got a little R next to the airway. So I guess in that case, because the FMC doesn't really know whether to go to RNAV 5 or whatever, it just goes to 12. Salty is definitely a nerd. Salty is thinking a bit too hard. Just enjoy the views and the music. Look, we're almost here at Jubail, you know. You know what, this is getting a little bit too technical. I think you guys are going to figure out that I don't know much. So, you know what, once we're going to check in with Jeddah at Yulada, we're going to say bye-bye, and I'm going to go make my dinner. Lunch. I'm a poser. We don't want people to know. This stays on YouTube for a while. Let's remove company and stuff like that. I wouldn't think so. I think it just depends on tug capability, is my understanding. I mean, that's why I ask, right? Like in Dubai in general, they tend to ask you anyway, hey, oh my god, my bandwidth. In Dubai, they tend to ask you, hey, do you, oh, well, we tend to ask, hey, good start, request on, and then the guy says, okay, we're gonna pull, stand by. Then other stations probably won't do it. So I think in Dubai particularly, it says it's specific. I think it might be only for the old fat trucks, you know, the one with a lot of smoke. Do you think Almaty has a better tug than Dubai? No, but in Almaty, they don't let you start. You know, they usually just say, okay, stand by. We go all the way back, and then they then they let you start. Almaty is the best. Yeah, very nice. In fact. Yeah. Good. So we at Ulada, and as Colin PKS1 says, at copy we're gonna go 1344. I'm gonna set that up as a reminder. Copy. Are we actually going all the way up to copy? Oh, we are. Gosh. Now who's the AvGeek? 1344. Fantastic. So we'll switch over at copy 1344. Alright, guys. We done. I think we're gonna come back to discussion. They do let you. Is this a live stream with Starlink on QP? You know what? Just because you asked, we're gonna go back and we're gonna check if there's Starlink. We're gonna stand up to Tsotsi height. So we're gonna go this far, and then we're gonna jump to peek out the. Yep, everything's okay. Let's see if we can flush the toilet. Where's the toilet? Is it here, maybe? Does it say toilet? Crew rest only, keep out, okay. When toilet? I could swear the toilets were somewhere here. Okay, no problem. Echo Quebec Papa. When Starlink. I like this mini cabin. Front, middle seat of the mini cabin, that's it. And let's see if we can't get connected to Starlink. I don't think so. But that's where we're going to chill for the rest of the flight till we get to Lisbon. If you think this is a dumb NOTAM, there's you need to tell about a new non-normal checklist about this thing. It cost me all kinds of havoc. Or a circuit breaker bus, you know. I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much, and I can tell you, it's gonna come along on the next RT, and it's gonna be crazy. This game has gone too far. You can now open the overhead bins on some of them. You can actually flush the toilet on some of this stuff. It's madness, guys. I think I'll see y'all later. I don't know if you're gonna be around or not. Colin PKS might have to go to work. Toxic Sotsi as well. Either way, we're getting to Lisboa at 19:32, which is Zulu time, obviously. And I don't know when the top of drop is, because this doesn't tell you when the top of drop is because it's too far away. It doesn't like to tell you what the top of drop is, just so you don't get your expectations up and then you're hoping that, oh, we'll descend soon. No, the last like 300-ish miles will tell you. In fact, I don't have an arrival set up for Lisboa. Let's just go ahead and set ILS 2 via PESX, Upula 2 Alpha. No discos, let's execute that. And let's see, 360 Toledo, and around Caceres we'll start the descent, which is 1906. I think we'll come back at 1830 Zulu. Good time. Maybe earlier if you guys want to ask stuff. Tells you 500 miles before destination. I called sick today, sim on set. Alright man, so we can discuss your sim later. I just did RT recently. Standard pilot. Or light green, no, standard is light green, that little bit darker. The not outstanding, the one below that. I don't think I'd ever be an outstanding pilot. But anyway, there we go. We will talk about EBT stuff, if you need to. I'll come back later for that. I'm gonna go make lunch. Love you guys, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming in, Colin. I spoke to the other guy, the guy who's on paternity, and apparently he's not allowed to watch streams. So we'll catch you all later. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, we do Sheikh Mohammed. Auf Wiedersehen. See you guys.